What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, January 6th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Truly appreciate you all so much. Happy full moon in Cancer. It is that dignified full moon, so here we are in Capricorn season, ready for that. Let's take a look at the astrology. Oh, it's Friday. My sale on readings is ending on January 9th, which I believe is Monday. So if you want $100 off a reading, please do book. There's a link below. Also, you can just go to my website, fixedairmoon.com, and consultations. It's a 1-hour consultation. Use the coupon code NY2023 for $100 off. So hope you take advantage of it. A lot of people have, and super grateful for that. So don't miss out if you want a deal. All right, chart time. Oh, yeah. Well, Mercury retrograde right there, getting ready for the Cazimi with the sun. But here's that moon at 16 degrees of Cancer. And I love that it's at 16 degrees, right? That makes a 7. So there is definitely a very spiritual essence to this, because this is about our emotions, but this is about, too, what we do with our emotions. You know, we got to use this Capricorn Cancer axis big time when we get this full moon. And remember that it is Capricorn season and we have to take responsibility and we have to act on things. And, you know, there's integrity to life. And I think that it is an important time, especially with Mercury getting ready to Cazimi with the sun and cross between the earth and the sun in, you know, a helio perspective, that we are at this place of understanding ourselves from a more integrity-based position. And I think that this has to do with, you know, showing up. You know, we got to show up for the things that we commit ourselves to, especially with Uranus in the mix. We're seeing the sun come off the trine. We're seeing the moon right before this full moon sextile it, and the North Node in Taurus. So much of this is about staying on this path, being individuated, liberating yourself. And there's a lot of emotions that have to be felt. Like, this is a time where you gotta feel things, but you have to learn what is important. If emotions are not important, we gotta stop holding on to them. Like, this is where Uranus can help us disconnect from things that are being an emotional burden for no good reason. So a lot of things are going to come up in our personal lives, and just this very sensitive moon here in Cancer, of course, already. And it you know, it could be a lot of triggering aspects in our life, a lot of things that are making us feel stuck or just not ready to get out in the world and commit ourselves. But this is where we can, you know, do a lot of healing. Chiron at 12 degrees is, you know, really in a big mix in this. By orb, it's right there in square. So I think there's a lot of understanding ourselves from a deeper emotional level, healing that's going on, that's going to help us pursue what it is we are here to do, what mountain we're climbing, what goals are most important, and how to also take emotional responsibility. We cannot just at the same time start putting some kind of manipulation or blame or, you know, whatever it is on aspects outside of ourselves. This is a time we got to show up for ourselves. We got to nurture ourselves, and we got to, you know, also kind of like a good parent, right? Like, we got to like reprimand ourselves in some ways, like, but not in a negative way. This is definitely like a nurturing way, and understanding that you've done so much work, but at the same time, like, we have to be serious about what's important and let go of the things and liberate ourselves from what isn't valuable, that we hold on to too tightly, or that you let hold us back just for no good reason, maybe something from the past. But there's definitely a heightened sense as this full moon hits us today, and it's very deep, but there's something revolutionary about it at the same time, as we take this like higher step up this ladder towards a lot of our self-realization, a lot of like really understanding ourselves from a very spiritually defined place, and knowing that the base within ourselves is so important. So there's certain things that we do in our life where we're too hard on ourselves and we do beat ourselves up too much. We have to, you know, learn how to nurture ourselves better and take care of ourselves, and to know that if we want to shoulder the weight of something big and we want to make something happen, then we can't do that unless we're shouldering the weight of ourselves without pointing the finger or the blame at something outside of ourselves, or letting other things emotionally manipulate us. We definitely need to take responsibility. I think that it's very important to own up to your feelings, good, bad, whatever they are. This is a big full moon to say, yeah, this isn't working out in my life. I'm going to go and revolutionize it here. I'm going to liberate it and make this happen. And as long as we have that sense of, solidity, but also solid base in our lives, it'll be easy to do that. And we can have some really big breakthrough moments. But I'll be honest, with Mars stationing here at 8 degrees and getting ready to come direct, we are in a very sort of stuck place right now and feeling like, gosh, how do we get anything understood? Or what do you mean, like, find a foundation? I don't even know. I don't even understand myself or my environment right now. Like, how do I get my personal life in order? How do I get my career in order? How do I get the big goals, the big, visions I have in order? There definitely can be a stall or a confusion. It's okay to be confused. We're getting there. There's going to be more understanding and knowing after this full moon about what's most important and how to shoulder the right kind of weight in our lives, and to not just get crushed by weight that isn't, something that we want to be working towards. So it's definitely a big, there's big energy mixed in here. And Venus, the disposer of the North Node, is just at 4 degrees of Aquarius. It's really not aspecting anything. So, I think that there is a freedom element to Venus in Aquarius here, and it's trying to find liberation through its creative pursuits in life. And I believe that we can find those if we're willing to definitely try things, definitely, see the value in our relationships, to see the value in our friendships. And, really strong connected energy can go a long way, especially with Uranus and Taurus here in the mix. Like, there's something about being valued and supported by people that you're around or have relations with that is crucial, because it can give us the confidence to do it in ourselves. But then there's also the need here too, where Venus is saying, hey, and with the Taurus energy, it's not so much about what other people think you're capable of or how they support you. You either have that or you don't, but you have to be able to connect to your own individuated sense of a foundation and solidity within yourself too. And that can be reinventing and revolutionizing just our own relationship to ourselves, because we are shouldering the right responsibilities and not just doing the necessary just to do it, but there's necessary from a deeper place that we can feel, and being able to let go of old habits that are actually holding us back. And they could be old habits that could involve some kind of, I don't know, with the moon in Cancer, there could be some kind of laziness. Like, I think we are getting to a point where we want it, you got to put effort in. Capricorn always reminds us it takes effort, it takes time. And, to find comfort in life, it takes effort and time. Sometimes it doesn't, but often it does. We have to kind of work for comfort, right? That's kind of how this place is set up right now. Maybe it won't always be that way as we're starting to see shifts, but we have to kind of put effort in to find a good time to relax and come to ourselves. And I do think that that's a big point here, is some people are probably way overworked and they need to get back to their personal life and take a break. And other people have been taking too long of a break and they need to get out of that and get into what they're here to do. And time to start, getting the plan dialed up and feeling supported from within themselves to take that revolutionary leap. I do think that there's something here with the Uranus and this energy with even like, Venus and Saturn in Aquarius here, and that is interesting, because it's almost like we can have such a desire for comfort, but there's almost more comfort in the uncomfortable, which sounds counterintuitive or, hypocritical or something, but it is by like forcing through uncomfortable situations and handling what's most important that we're getting closer and closer to a strong foundation and a sense of comfort. And it's almost like proving to ourselves that we can do it, instead of, grabbing the blanket and needing mommy to hold our hand here with a moon in Cancer and just be like babied around. We need to take care of ourselves, nurture ourselves, and there's so much that can be done. And I think as long as we're willing to at least let go of some sensitivities, and because that's Venus in Aquarius too, and Uranus, like Uranus, Aquarius, Saturn here, there's not a lot of sensitivities to Aquarius and Uranus, right? So we're having to let go and disconnect from some sensitivities so that we can find more important aspects to go after or to put our effort forth with and to relate to, instead of just kind of the same old that feels comfortable. But is it still comfortable? I don't know. We might be finding, there could be a little bit of an identity crisis with, of course, Chiron there, but even Jupiter approaching that Chiron, and Jupiter at 1 degree um, of Aries here too. We Our beliefs are a powerful thing right now, but they can also sway us into thinking negatively or being overly triggered or needing something defined perfectly, when really it's just like a vision's good, but we still have to do the necessary steps. Um, and I think that we are going to come to a better understanding of what that is and how to do it and to make that happen for ourselves. So I'm into it, and I do think that this is a positive full moon, but I do think that it can have a shake-up effect with Uranus, and it's not going to be like the super predictable full moon. Almost like if you get super emotional for full moons, you might not get emotional for this one. Kind of crazy, right? Dignified moon in Cancer, it almost might be like, you know what, I'm over being sensitive for this. I'm going to commit to something better that feels good, that tastes good, that I love, that gets me closer to the right people, the right energy, and I'm done with these sensitivities, right? Or if you don't get emotional for a full moon, you might break down in tears for this one, because you're realizing that you do need to shoulder more weight and responsibility in life and keep pressing if you want to get what you want. It all depends on that too. What are you looking to achieve in life? Are you putting the necessary effort forth? And are you taking care of yourself enough to nurture your body and your mind and your spirit and your soul to get the things that you want to create and manifest? Super important as well.
So, let's do some tarot. I'm going to pull some majors for this one. Some majors. Some major arcana. I hope everybody's feeling good for this full moon. I hope that, it's a positive release of realizing that we're knowing ourselves on a more powerful level.
And that more powerful level really is, it's giving us a strong base, and we're refortifying a base within ourselves that's ready to kind of take lift off here soon. We're, January 22nd, all planets direct. January 12th, Mars direct, and January 17th is Mercury direct. So we're so close to a big liftoff in our life here, and a lot of forward progression. Don't let things take you out of that right now, even though it can feel unpredictable and unsecure in some ways. It's going to get better, but positive beliefs about what you can do and how to commit yourself to what that is very important, especially if it's collaboration with the Aquarius energy or just seeing your own uniqueness and the uniqueness of others. That's important too. So I just want to say that as well. The Emperor reversed. I mean, I think that it's one of those times. Like, this is definitely an interesting day. I feel like it can be a mixed bag with emotions. We can feel really on our game. We can feel really off our game. We can feel on our throne, off our throne. We might realize too that it is getting more in touch with our feelings and feeling what comes up today that does show us how to reclaim that energy in our life and how to have a solid foundation. Because if we don't have a solid foundation, how are we going to rule our lives, and be in control of ourselves? So can feel a little out of control today at times, but I do think we find our control when we take responsibility for what does come up. And the moon fitting. I like this a lot. It kind of has like a yin yang feel with the moon, but it is crying. It could be a little sad. There's some ghosts. There's some ghouls. It can be an emotional trip today. It'll be interesting to see, it's almost like the most emotional might actually be the better off today. And I keep feeling like the people who don't go through emotions or process them well, they're going to feel every bit of this in some way, shape, or form. So we can't hide from our emotions. That it's out there. It's a good reflection of the inner world today and how we accept that and take the responsibility for it is everything. And it will help us empower ourselves moving forward. And the Hierophant, we can really define maybe a new belief or a new tradition or a new way forward here, and, really guide ourselves towards a big truth if we pay attention and, shoulder the right things in life and not just anything. And yeah, it can be good.
I think it can be good. I'm not all down and out about it. It is kind of a wild ride, though. It'll be interesting to see how it affects people because definitely have a feeling, some people are going to shoulder this load pretty well, and some people are going to feel a little, uh, eh. But that stuff needs to get out. This is definitely a moon where the emotion they have to come.
We can't suppress things forever. We do have to, get on our grown-up adult game with the Capricorn energy and the sun here and Mercury with the sun, and like come to that mental strength too to push through. We do have to push through. We don't want to get just a tsunami that tackles us and kind of takes us off our path. It's like, okay, bad weather came in. We can't cry about the bad weather. Just gotta push through. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Friday, and I will see you all for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Much love. Peace.